Hey Vita fans, it's been a while. This is the Vitality Weekly News Update, Kyle Screwed Up Edition, featuring yours truly, Kyle from the Vita Lounge. I'm here to run down the latest happenings as fast as I can and get us back to caught up so I can continue on as normal. You ready? I'll be a nice guy and serenade you with some Dead or Alive gameplay this time around, as we'll be going pretty quick through the topics. Here we go. First up, let's look to the announced and/or dated and subsequently released games of the past month and a half or so. They include Eclipse Games' 2D side-scroller Spheroids, scrolling shoot-'em-up Xenoraid, action-adventure platformer Shantae Half-Genie Hero, 3D racing game Air Race Speed, old-school fantasy RPG As Divine Hearts, strategic action title Fate Extella The Emerald Star, Alchemy Forged RPG Atelier Shally Plus, Alchemist of the Dust Sea, and MMORPG type game The Legend of Heroes Akatsuki no Kaseki, that last one releasing in Japan. Now that that's out of the way, we're on to release date announcements, and we've been graced by a release date or a window for third-person shooter Gun Pixies, which is headed to Japan on March 23rd, RPG crossover Excel World vs Sword Art Online Millennium Twilight, which is due out in Japan on March 16th. Strategic RPG God Wars Future Past hits March 28th in North America and March 31st in Europe, with a Japanese release set for sometime this April. A delay for Touhou Genso Wanderer and Touhou Double Focus, which has led to a new March 21st release date in North America and March 24th release in Europe on both titles. Sci-fi shooter Vostok Inc. was announced and is due out sometime in 2017. Atelier Furus was dated for March 7th in North America and March 10th in Europe. Akiba's Beat gets a March 23rd release date in Japan, still keeping that Q1 window for the West. Super Robot Wars V gets an Asian English subtitled version day and date with the Japanese release on February 23rd. Exile Election, which is coming via Nippon Ichi, was dated for release April 27th in Japan, and Rose in the Twilight is headed to North America on April 11th, with Europe getting it a few days later on April 14th. Moving on, we've got a release window for Sultan Sanctuary, the 2D Souls-esque action title is trying to hit Q1 of this year in the West. Nep Connect Chaos Chin Peru, which has been pushed back into 2017 General in Japan. Mediavision's Valkyria Azure Revolution, which is coming west sometime in Q2 of 2017 thanks to Sega and Deep Silver. A demo is available now on the Japanese PSN, and so is the game. Forma 8 is finally in QA and is targeting a February 2017 release. Fandisk Re-Rate Harvest Festa is getting a Vita release sometime in April of this year in Japan. Sakai Project has announced that they'll release Fault Milestone 1 and Root Devil in Q1. Tokyo Xanadu, the action RPG, is headed our way this summer. Deathmark, a horror adventure from Experience, is headed to Japan sometime in 2017. Both Utawari Rumono games, the Vita ones anyway, are headed west, with the visual novel-infused RPG Mask of Deception set to hit sometime this spring, according to their website, and the sequel Mask of Truth, is simply listed as coming soon, though we've been hearing fall as well. Lastly, Knights of Azure 2 Bride of the New Moon has been delayed to 2017 in general in Japan. Looking to cancellations and bad news, we were told that The Walking Dead Season 3, aka A New Frontier, will not be hitting Vita, which also doesn't look good for the other Telltale games they've somewhat promised us. And that Poncho has also been canned due to issues between the developer and their publisher. Irreconcilable issues, apparently. In other news, it appears that Kanko Kai, or Kantai Collection Kai as you may have heard it referred to, won't be sticking around for its first birthday. Kadokawa Games has announced that it will halt shipments of the physical copy of the game and stop sales of the digital version sometime near the end of this month, with the full force of it coming in by the time that February rolls around. Those who own the game or can find it physically after that date will still be able to play and re-download it, but further shipments will not be made in any form. Might want to get a hold of that one before it's gone. Then, there's also the matter of the Danganronpa V3 themed PlayStation Vita models, which are stamped with all 16 students, Monokuma, and logos in both black and white versions. In addition to the consoles, your purchase will also net you a Danganronpa V3 theme package and a theme voucher, so get on it. They're available for approximately 20,980 yen plus tax, and one of the good importers should be able to help you out right now. Don't procrastinate. In a bit of "is this really for us" news, it seems that Warriors title Dynasty Warriors 9 has been announced, though we hear platforms are currently up in the air. Based on how many Koei Tecmo titles, especially Warriors ones, we've had on Vita of its kind, I think it's a shoo-in unless something weird is preventing it. No prevention seen in regards to our next bit of news, however, as Sukuban Games recently announced that they had finished the redux of Valhalla's prologue. Porting contractor Wolfgame assures us that it's easy to add in, however, and as such we'll see it on Vita for sure, day one. Valhalla is almost here, and the definitive edition to boot. Who's ready to mix some drinks? Penultimately, there's a new game with no date at all, and it's called Warped Metaverse. It's a 3D action-adventure title from Broken Lab Games, and it's based on two guys who try a demo disc and subsequently get sucked into the TV. Check it out on the site with a trailer to get a better sense of it. And lastly, there are 3 new titles looking to hit your game shelves in physical form. Limited run games are bringing Akokidi DX, Curses in Chaos, and the Swapper to physical form on Vita, with 2,800 copies of the first title, 2,800 copies of the second, and 3,300 copies of the third set to be available. Akokidi DX goes up for order at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern on the 27th, while the other two go live at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Eastern on February 3rd. Make sure to be there or forever hold your saltiness. And that's it. Make sure to check back here next weekend for another new update of Vitality. Hit up the Vita Lounge for all the stories and the bits I didn't cover. There's a lot. And of course, have a great week of Vita gaming. We'll resume as before starting next week, so make a note of it and be there or be square. Okay, maybe not square, but whatever shape the Vita is then. You get it, right?